what kind of propeller does your plane have? Well, when it comes to our different types of propellers, we have fixed pitch, adjustable pitch, and constant speed. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what a propeller is. A propeller is an airfoil designed to generate lift, right? In other words, when it comes to our propeller, right, we're pushing a lot of air backwards. Therefore, when it comes to Newton's third law, with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, which will give us that forward motion, right? And when it comes to the propeller, there are different things that we need to keep in mind, right? The angle of attack of a propeller, right? If we have different types of angle of attacks, it will generate different types of characteristics, right? For example, if we do have a lower pitch propeller, right, you may have um, less drag, but it will be more effective on takeoff and landing, right? And when it comes to that propeller too, right, our propellers have twists on them to generate uniform lift, right? And the reason why is so that it can be much more efficient. And also, when it comes to that twist and how our propeller rotates, when it comes to the corners of the propeller, right, the tips are going to spin much faster than the propeller part where it's closer to the hub, right? The hub is the center of the propeller, so that's going to spin slower. Okay. When it comes to different types of propellers, like we talked about just a second ago, we have fixed pitch propellers. That pitch of that propeller is going to be set by the manufacturer, and it is most efficient in both cruise and climb, right? It's equally just efficient, and it's at a lower cost, which is why our Cessna 72s that I flew would be fixed pitch propellers, because we don't have to adjust the pitch in flight. It makes things streamlined and much more easier, right? But when it comes to fixed pitch propellers, they can be set in either a climb setting or a cruise setting, right? And when it's set in that climb setting, it is at a lower pitch, right, which will be more beneficial for takeoff and landing, but you're going to have less drag, and it's less efficient when it comes to you cruising out. So when it comes to that climbing and descending, much more better to have a climb propeller, right? But cruise propeller, you'll have that propeller set at a higher pitch, which therefore is going to give you more drag, right, when you are taking off and landing. But when you are in cruise, that's when it's most efficient. That's why it's called cruise.